Welcome back to our lesson of Adobe Photoshop. In this lesson, we are going to learn about the functionality Adobe Photoshop has to offer. So first off, we are going to start off with the File section or the File tab. Click on File and you can see a couple of these options will appear up, and a lot of those options or a lot of those functionality has their own, assigned keyboard shortcuts, okay? Let's say if you want to open up a new tab such as, new project, or which we call, Adobe Photoshop, panel or whichever we, say. You can open it up by clicking on Control N by just, or pressing on this Control N. You can see that this is the options, which is also shown in the first lesson of Adobe Photoshop. You'll be able to select the preset or the size of the paper which you want to start working on. Now, let's say I want it till here, press on Create, and that will be, applied. And we also have the photo which we used previously. Okay, so first off, we're going to start off with this and a couple of tools. First off, just as we said in the first lesson about the layering stuff. So I'm going to be clicking on layer, and I'm going to add in a layer. So I'm going to click on this option, pressing on adding another layer. So this is the first background and this is the layer. I'm going to click on another layer and you'll be able to see it by clicking on this or unsee it, whichever or however you want. I'm going to press on this. Now let's say I'm going to add in, whichever tool we want, or we also have these tools, okay? Then we have this monochrome or, selecting on the layer, whichever color we want. Let's say I'm going to need black and white, or I can also select the, color of the paper or, fix the properties of it. I'm clicking on layer again, black and white one, layer 2, layer 1. But if you don't want like specific layers, just click on delete, just as I told you, layer 1 delete, and that layer has been deleted. Okay, you can also do the channels over here, selecting on which type of panel you want. But I'm going to go over here and fix it to, whichever one I want. I'm going to be clicking on layer again. Let's say I'm going to add in layer over here. Now let's say I'm going to move it for a while. Let's say I'm going to click on this option and I'm going to move it. I'm going to do is press Control Z. If it is in if you can't move it, then means it is a specific photo. Then what we're going to do is going to be clicking on this option now. And first off here, I'm going to be showing you 5 of the first tools in Adobe, Photoshop. But before that, I'm going to be also showing you a couple of these functionality the File tab has to offer. So let's start off by knowing more about the File section. Here you can open up, just as we did on the first lesson of starting, how you'll be able to open up, recently worked or previously worked projects. Then we have is Browse and Bridge. You will be able to browse so that you can use specific, documents which you want to use. You can also open it as, Smart Object, Open Recent, the previous ones which you removed. Those will appear here also. You can also close all, close others. So all of the panels will be closed, close others, and you will see that, the preset or that page will be removed. I'm going to press on no. I'm going to keep it on here. Then we have is close, save as copy. You can also revert the project or revert the file into something else, which you will see over here. I'm going to do is go over here, and then we have is export, generate. You can also export your photo which you worked on, and then also save it as whichever format you want. Then we have is generate. If you want an image asset, use image assets, just click on this image asset, and you'll be seeing that a couple of image or image assets will be provided to you, or keep your photo as an asset. Okay, you can also go on files. Then we have is search, Adobe stock, place embedded, place linked, and all of those, automate, script, import. You can also import your photos from over here, such as video frames to layers and all of those, notes, via support and all of those. We have in file info too. If you want to see the info of the file, just click on this option and this file info will appear up, which you're working on right now. You can see Pixel, Matthias Redding, and this is also Pixel Matthias Redding, and also you will be able to add in your description, document title, author, and all of those. And after you're done, just click on OK, and every of the info will be added in by you. And that is how most of the photographers and editors and all of those publishers use this method of using Photoshop, naming them, and also keeping the ownership and all of those. Okay, and about the details. Then we have is last tools, which is going to be print one, copy, and also exit. If you want to have more options about the printing, and if you want to just without seeing anything or doing most of the settings, just print one copy and you'll be able to see it and then fix it. Okay, you can also do that, which is going to be Alt Shift Control P. That is the shortcut key, but I'm going to suggest you to use clicking on this one, because sometimes Alt Shift and Control P is a bit far. Okay, so what you have to do is just click on this, or if you are used to this, just press on Alt Shift Control and P all together, and you will see one print will be copied, or one page will be printed. Okay, and the last we have is exit. So as we're done with the File tab in Adobe Photoshop, now we're going to learn about the 5 tools about Adobe Photoshop has to offer. So first off is going to be this tool, which is the Move tool. You can also start using it by V. Click on this option and you'll be able to select a radius, or select, okay, I'm going to first convert to normal, and you'll be able to remove or move your object wherever you want, this is the use of this tool. You can now see that I am being able to move this, or position this wherever I want of my photo. Double click on the outside and you will be able to see that the outline has been removed. Okay, I'm going to press on Control Z again. Now, as we are done, then we have is just that told you clicking on your right mouse key will allow you to see more tools. Let's say I'm going to open up an artboard tool now, press on V, and you can see I will be able to make an artboard. And you can see this artboard, or a couple, a lot like crop, but this is a specific artboard right now. You can also go back to your full self or full photo just by clicking on this option and press Control Z and see that it has reverted back to itself. Then it is going to be the rectangular mark tool. There are also a couple of these tools which you can use. What I'm going to do is first one, rectangular mark tool. Select on this option. Let's say I'm going to keep it like over here, or whichever one I want. Let's say this is not what I actually wanted. I'm going to click on this option, and let's say rectangular mark tool. I'm going to click on this option. You can see a rectangle has been made, and you'll be able to select it or keep it wherever you want. You will be also able to copy that. Let's say I'm going to copy this section, Control C, or let's say I'm going to press on Alt and keep it over here. You can not move selection because the selected area is empty. There has to be specific details and all of those to use this tool. Then let's go to the elliptical mark tool, which is going to be a lot oval. Okay, now you can see this is a lot oval now. Then if you want to use certain ones, let's say single row mark tool. Let's say I'm going to use single row mark tool, and you can see this is a single row, and the whole row has been selected all together. Then we can also use another one, which is going to be column mark tool. We can use it like this. Let's say this is the column. And this is how you'll be able to do that. Now we are done with these two tools in Adobe Photoshop, which is the first and second one. Okay. Next one is going to be the lasso tool, which is also, a lot important. So I'm going to press on undo first. Now you can press on this option and you will see a preview like this that you will be able to move it or wherever you want, or select that, object. So I'm going to click on this mark tool. Let's say I'm going to click on this option and make this area. You'll be able to remove it or copy that certain place or edit that certain place. You can do that too. You can see you'll be able to edit in more lines too. Let's say I'm gonna keep it on here, and if you want to edit in your lines, press on Alt and you'll be able to do that. And you can see that it has been made like this, okay, which is a bit different, but you can use this tool of moving it because the selected area is empty. Why you'll be not able to do that? Because the selected area is empty. So I'm gonna press Control X, okay, or you must need a couple of details or whichever content there is, because this is exact photo, so you cannot do that. So I'm gonna press Control Z and keep it like this. Okay, press on over here. Then we have other tools such as polygonal. You'll be able to do that too, and you will see a specific section like this where you'll be able to select your selection panel or selection place. So I'm gonna keep it over here. I'm gonna place it like this. What you have to do is click on Control Z or whichever one edit you want to use. You can also use this tool to get back. What you have to do is Control Y and all of those, and press on Escape. You'll be able to see that the selected place is this one. And now the last one is going to be magnetic lasso tool, which you'll be able to do that too. You can see it is a lot like magnet. You'll be able to select specific places like this by using magnets. It will follow your cursor and make that content. It's a lot like a tool of let's say pencil, but a bit rough. Then we have other tools such as this tool, which is going to be object selection tool, and now you'll be able to do those. I'm going to press on Control Z for a while, and then I'm going to go revert it back to, let's say, a fresh start or, the default photo, how it was. Now, what we're going to do is going to be a bit different. So we are going to do is use this tool, selection tool. So when you select on it, it will detect the part which you want to use already. Okay. So what you have to do is just select on this option, and first thing we will see is that it will detect the specific content in the photo. So what we're going to do is going to be clicking on this option, and it will select the part on its own, or you will be able to select it by yourself too. So I'm going to select it by myself, and you will see that it will take a couple of time to select the part of your photo, and then you'll be able to move it however you want by using this position tool or whichever move tool, what we say. It will scan or detect your place for a while and then select the object for you or your content for you, and then you'll be able to copy, cut, paste, and all of those. So what we're going to do next is going to be making another page and select the part which you want to use, and copy it directly to the other page, and then use Photoshop, and also, which is, if you're familiar with Adobe Lightroom or Adobe let's say Illustrator, you'll be able to do that. So I'm going to select this part again, and you will see it will take a couple of time, and you can see it has already been selected. Now, as you can see that my part has been selected, I'm going to press on Z, and you can see that I can select whichever part I want to use. I can use the sky, I can use the buildings too, I can use the part of trees too. And that was very easy for Adobe Photoshop to, select. So I'm going to click on this option. Let's say Control C. I'm going to click on Control C and that part will be selected. And I'm going to do is click on this file option, press on new, and it will take a while to, add up another panel. Let's say A4, create, and it will take me directly over there. First off, I'm going to do is paste Control V, and I will be able to paste that content over here, just as you can see. So this is how you'll be able to use this, selection tool and copy tool in Adobe Photoshop by using the object selection tool. But what you can also do is going to be, let's say I'm going to click on this option, click on this part first. First I'm going to do is not select on this, select on this part. What I'm going to do is, let's say I'm going to select on this part. And it will take a couple of time, and sometimes it doesn't detect the part, but sometimes it actually does, just as you can see that it has detected the building, just as I did on the previous part. Okay, now I'm going to take a couple of time, and it will, select the part which I want to use to, which is, the trees in Adobe Photoshop or in this photo. Then what we're going to do is do the same thing by copying that part directly to the paper where we're going to paste it. Okay, so now you can see the tree part has been selected. So I'm going to do is Control C. And what I'm going to do is going to be going to that part or that photo layer. So I'm going to do is press on Control V, and it will be pasted here on this page too, and you'll be able to, move them however you want. Let's say I'm going to move this part over here. Okay. You can also select this part and keep it, a bit above. What I'm going to do is click on this part, and, I'm going to select this tool first. Let's say I'm going to now select this. Done. Let's press on Escape, and you are going to be good to go. Let's select on this part now. Just keep it over here. I'm going to press. So I'm going to keep it like this. And now the next tool is going to be crop tool. So I'm going to go to this, photo, press on Control Z. I'm going to keep it over here and, unselect it so that I am going to be able to use the crop tool. I'm going to do is use the crop tool, but you can also select other tools on the selection like quick selection tool and magic wand tool. So it's going to detect your selection part too, but more easily and faster instead of, object selection tool. What object selection tool does is that it, scans each details of the photo and then selects that part for you. But you can use quick selection tool and magic wand tool to get, faster and, sometimes a bit sketchy and sometimes a bit, let's say not that premium finish. Okay, then you can use the crop tool, so you can like crop your photos however you want. So let's say I'm going to keep it like this and keep it like this over from here, and I'm going to drag my photo a bit like this so it stays in the middle. And as we're done, I'm going to click on this option. You can also use perspective crop tool and slice tool. So let's say I'm going to do is select on this option. Let's say I'm going to keep it on over, select this part first and then move it according to your desire. So I'm going to do is click on this option, and you can fix your perspective by clicking on these options. Let's say the perspective should be something like this. If you want it like this, you can fix your perspective however you want, and you'll be able to fix that according to your desire by using your arrow keys too, and also applying effect to it. Okay, that is how simple it exists. Okay, crop. After you're done, just press on crop, and you can see that how it actually looks like. It doesn't look that good, so I'm going to revert it back. Now what you're going to do is right click on a slice tool if you want to slice your photo. Let's say I'm going to click on this option, and that photo will be sliced. What we're going to do is going to be clicking on, done, hit on enter, hit on escape, and you are good to go. You will see that this is the slice of the photo first, 3:2, and also 8 photos, which you also got from here. But you can also use the slice selection tool. Just click on this option and remove it, or, keep it wherever you want. You can see that the photo has been sliced into a couple of parts, 1, 2, 3. Okay, it was 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, we are done with the 5 tools of Adobe Photoshop, which is, first to, fifth, which is move tool. Then we have a single column mark tool or mark tool, lasso tool. Then we have is this object selection tool and this crop or, slice selection tool. And you know where to find them and how to use them. So what you have to do is fiddle with these tools a bit, and you will get, a perfect type of result, which you actually want. But it's okay to be, a bit, it shouldn't be totally perfect on the first try. So what you have to do is just use them so that you get a lot more used to it. And then at a time, you will know how to do that too. And also get professional type quality of photos or editing, which you expect. Okay. So thank you for watching this video and also for staying with us. And in the next lesson, I'm going to be showing you 5 of the next tools and also the edit tab of Adobe Photoshop.